as a career woman, one of the most important decisions you will make in your life is who you marry. Mentorship is not only in having somebody that mentors you one on one, that is great, but also when you read books by these women who have done amazing things, they mentor you. I have a goal of reading 12 books in 2024. In today's video, I want to share with you books that I think you should read as a marketing girly, as a corporate professional, books that I have read and loved so much and I highly recommend. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica Fortunes. If you've seen my face for the first time, you're welcome. I am a marketing professional, and here on my channel, I share my journey to becoming the very best marketing professional that I can be, as well as share tips and tricks for young professionals who want to start a career in marketing. So if that's you, you're welcome. Okay. If you're wondering why I have this in my hair, it's because my locks, right, are just jumping everywhere and I don't have like time to start looking for what to pack it with. I just saw my glasses close by and I put it on. So don't let that disturb you. Let's go straight into the meat of the discussion. And the meat is, what books should you read in 2024 as a marketing professional? These are some books that I have read as a in Q1, and some of them I read before and I read them again. So let's go straight into it. My very first one, in no particular order, actually, no particular order. This one, first one, building a story brand, like building a story brand. Definitely read this. I read this for the first time this year, this quarter, 2024. No, not this quarter, Q1, right? 2024. Yeah. So yeah, I read this and I loved it. This book talks about storytelling. It even helped me with my YouTube channel and deciding what or how I wanted to help my audience and people who watch my videos. And it helped me to redefine. If you've been following, I'm sure that you must have noticed that she's saying certain things here and there and all of that is because I read this book and it just put a lot of things into light. I like the fact that it spoke a lot about storytelling, why it's important for us as marketers or as business owners to tell good stories, how it's important to keep things simple. Don't say a lot of things because they start to cause noise for your customers. I also like the fact that in this book it teaches us that the customer is the hero. Your customer is the main character, or your audience as a marketing person, your audience, your customer, the people buying from you, they are the heroes. They are the main character, not you. You are serving as a guide to help them get to where they're trying to go to. So to be able to succeed or to be able to successfully sell to people, you need to know that they're the heroes. So you need to find out what problems they have that you can solve, and then you guide them and show them how you can help them get to where they're trying to get to. Because people are always trying to get to somewhere. So you should be able to say, okay, I can help you get to where you're going to get to. And then also tell them that you're going to help them get there. Show them how you're going to help them get there. Show them testimonies of how you have helped people get there. That's how you get people to buy your product. So yeah, I learned a lot from this book, and I've read it like one time, and I intend to read it like two times, like more times. Anyways, you get what I mean? Yeah. So definitely read this one. Number two book. This one is leaning, right? This is not for marketing in particular. This one is for women, career women, professional women. I highly recommend this. Leaning, like, I swear by this book. I've read this for a second time now and I never get tired. I go back to it over and over again. It talks a lot about being a professional woman or a career woman. It talks a lot about the struggles that we have to face. And I think my favorite thing about this book is the fact that while it talks about the role that other people, external factors play in why women are not able to achieve their full potential, it also talks about the internal battle that we have to fight as women to be able to reach our full potential. Basically talking about the fact that as women, there are some things innate inside of us that makes us even not reach where we're trying to get to. So we need to first deal with those things before we now start to fight the external battle. It talks about the fact that you can have it all as a woman, but probably not at the same time, right? Yeah, you can have it all, but not at the same time. It talks about the fact that it's important for you to have a man who is interested in taking care of the home. if you want to be a career woman. It makes mention of the fact that as a woman, one as a career woman, one of the most important decisions you will make in your life is who you marry. So you can't just marry anybody anyhow and think that they'll be okay with your career. You need to make sure that whoever it is you're marrying is in line with doing the work to be a responsible father, to be at home, and all of that. Still like an artist and show your work. I think that these two books are important because the journey of being a marketing professional is a lot of getting ideas, thinking, trying to get things online, trying to get motivated, all of that. And that's where this one comes in, still like an artist. So, in case you want to steal or think of what, get inspiration and put that way from Barbie, yeah, their rollout, you're not going to just copy everything that they did. Sometimes you don't even have the budget to do what they've done. But how do you still like an artist? How do you get inspiration like an artist without just spoiling everything up and down? That's definitely this book. This book teaches. I read this one time and I'm going to read it again this year. And I definitely think that you should read it. Still like an artist, very good. Even helps you as a professional person who is like starting your career. Definitely, definitely read this book. You would definitely love it. Take it from me. I think you'll love it. Still like an artist. Show your work, show your work, because it's very important that when you do the work you show the work. I went for a panel session, Women's Day event, a few days ago, and one of the things the panelists talked about or spoke about is the fact that you need to show working. You need to show working. Like, I know we all want to be mysterious, mysterious girlies and boys, but it's not going to pay. It's not going to pay. And we need things that will pay. So you need to show your work. And to be able to do that, I would recommend that you read this book. It teaches you how to show your work, not in a showy way, but in a way that is, thought and strategic and just beautiful, especially for beginners. You want to show your work because you don't know everything. I mean, using myself as an example, I'm a marketing professional, but I'm not at the top yet. I'm still in my journey. So, how do I show my work and tell you people about my work without feeling inferior that I'm a beginner and without being a pushover or being too showy? This book talks about that, and I definitely recommend that you read it. Okay. Another book that I would think that you should read. This one is actually for entrepreneurs and business people. That will never work. This tells the story of how Netflix started, and very important career advice are in this book. First, two people sitting down together in their car, coming up with ideas, throwing it away, starting from the beginning, building a team, having to fire somebody on the team who they started with, but he was no longer important in the journey, getting investors to buy into your idea. So if you're somebody who is trying to like build something, you need investors, you're trying to come up with ideas, you're trying to find out how can I fine tune my ideas to get it to where it's supposed to get to. Because bear in mind that your first idea does not have to be the best one, and you can always tweak. So this book definitely tells the story of how Netflix started, and I recommend it for mostly people who are building things, but also if you're a career person, you would definitely learn a thing or two from this book. So yeah, get into it. That will never work. Get into it. Okay, another one on my list here is My Life in Full. Now, this is a story of Indra Nooyi. I hope I pronounced that very well. She was the former chairman and CEO of PepsiCo. She was one of the first women to actually lead a Fortune 500 company. Yes. And I will tell you the truth, I haven't read this yet. Okay, so scratch that. I have finally read the book, and oh my god, I am so happy that I read this book, that I bought the book, and that I read it, because it has been so inspiring. It's her memoir. She talks about how she started her career. She takes us from her childhood, growing up in India, going to school, then deciding to go to America, getting into Yale, building her career from down to the very top and becoming the president and CEO at PepsiCo. It was so inspiring, especially for people who want to, get to the top of their careers, right? I think that you should definitely read this book, especially as a woman. It just inspires you. I think that the major things that I learned is, as a woman who wants to build her career, your partner is very important, which is something I already spoke about in Leaning. Another thing is you're going to need support from everywhere, from the people you work with, from your family, from your husband. You cannot do it alone. I also learned the spirit of excellence and doing things as best as you can. It was so beautiful to see that most of the jobs that Indra got were from recommendations, were from people headhunting her because she was very good at her job. And it just inspires me to want to be very good at my job so that I can, get these opportunities. And you know how you can start from a small place like India, which is like one of the poorest countries, or was one of the poorest countries, to becoming something great in America. It's like it just shows you that anything is possible. And so even for me here in Nigeria, reading this book has opened my mind to the fact that the goals that I have, they're achievable. And even from here in Nigeria, I can do great things. So I definitely love this book, and I'm so happy that I got to read it. And yeah, I recommend it wholeheartedly. The last book I'm going to mention is Scaling Fintech in Nigeria. This is by a Nigerian author, Binjo, somebody that I sort of know personally, and he has had the opportunity of leading marketing at different organizations. But the book is not even about him. The book is about marketing professionals in Nigeria who have built fintech products from B2B to B2C to different financial products. They basically share with us how they were able to do it, and I think that everyone should read that as a marketing person, especially if you're doing marketing in Nigeria. My favorite thing about the book is that I got to get into the head or the thought process of marketing professionals in Nigeria. I think that that was beautiful. I enjoyed reading that, and I think that you should read it if you're interested in marketing. It's an ebook, that's why I don't have a physical copy, so I'm just going to put it here, and then I'm going to share details of how you can get it as well in the description. For all the books, actually, I'm going to share where I got them from, how you can get them as well if you're interested in that. And so that's it for today's video. Really fast. I know that I'm speaking very fastly. I hope that you're still able to hear me and understand what I've said, and basically get yourself these books. These are books that I think you should read in 2024. I have a goal of reading 12 books in 2024. So far, I have read 4 books, one fiction, and I'm loving it. I think that I might hit my goal. But, anyways, it means that I'm going to share with you an updated video or an updated version at the end of the year or later in the year as I go ahead. But, anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, I remain Jessica Fortunes. Mwah.